All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Matt Statter. This is Chatter with Statter, and we are back on both platforms, Twitch and YouTube. We've got a raid coming in on Twitch side, so I know we are good to go on Twitch. Finally, awesome, y'all. We've got that raid from Terry in Scotland coming in with, let's see here, it looks like DJ Smook. Michael Anthony Smith was already here, just waiting. Good to see you, Michael Anthony. DJ Smook, Katie Zora, and Terry in Scotland definitely came in. Kenny from the Cove, though, I'm thinking he came in on his own. Along with Pacola T. And Pacola T, it appears I got my get out of jail free card. No. Well, I got my get out of jail card, but not my get out of jail free card. We'll talk about that. People who were on the stream last Wednesday already got an earful, but we'll talk about it again. Mama Sean in the house on the YouTube side, which tells me everybody is able to access. Felicia also in the house, YouTube side. Good to see ya. All right, so Terry in Scotland, DJ Smook, Kenny from the Cove, Katie's Aura. Uh-oh. Your earbud batteries just died, and did I forget to charge them? That's why you always have to have two. One in the charger and one in the ears. Or, that's why you always have to have two, because one of them's lost somewhere, and I've got the other one. Both have been true for me at one point in my life. All right, excellent. I'm glad to see that we've got some folks in, getting ready to get the party started. So, let's get the party started, shall we? Oh, yes, Terry, I did give you a blade. I figure I have a blade for you. You might as well have a blade for me. There you have it. I did. You are a little bit crazy. That's okay. But, you know how to use it if you need to. And you very rarely need to use it. I mean, very rarely. And Crow, good to see you. Linda, I don't know first name that came to mind. Linda! I don't know why you were calling out Linda, but that's okay. For some reason, I am now thinking of that scene in Rocky where he cries out, Adrian! I think it's Adrian, isn't it? I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't seen Rocky in a super long time. It's one of those movies from the late 70s, early 80s. And speaking of the late 70s, early 80s, we're going to talk a little bit about that later on. But I guess we've got enough folks in here. Maybe we can start talking about what happened, y'all. All right, so Twitch ban, it lasted 7 days. I had to do the full 7 days. I did appeal. Probably not the best move, but probably not the best move. But we know that now. So what happened is I appealed, and I said, hey, this wasn't sexual. What's going on? This is ridiculous. And they got back to me and you're like, you're totally right. It's not sexual, but it does violate one of our terms of service, which is no copyrighted material. So even though you didn't violate that term of service, we see that you did violate that term of service. Oh, and by the way, we've reviewed your entire channel and your history of streaming, and we see that you're taking maneuvers to evade copyright violations. Evasion of such is not acceptable. You need to re-review the terms of service, and by the way, you're on thin ice. So, yeah. So, consequently, right, exactly, faculty, ruh-roh. So, consequently, we are, yes, busted, yeah. So, hold on, you guys. They ain't gonna tell me what to do. They ain't gonna tell me what to do. So, we're gonna figure out a way to... evade this, okay? Just like they said, don't evade, we're gonna figure out a way to evade. So right now, they think I'm in a green car. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go buy a red car or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. But for the time being, the movie nights and reservation dogs are on hold, which bums me out, but they're on hold. They're not stopped, all right? I want to talk to you guys about this, and we don't have to decide anything right now because not everybody's here. But, Terry, yeah, just play Sea of Thieves with Molly. You'll be able to find out that you cannot tell her what to do, pretty much. Yeah, Terry actually probably knows me better than anybody else. We've been spending a lot of time playing Sea of Thieves together, and let me just tell you, dude, I am, yeah, he's like, fiercely independent might be a phrase that comes to mind. Yeah, don't tell me what to do, otherwise I'll be obliged to go do that. If you tell me not to do it, I will be obliged. But what I was thinking, yeah, I know, right, Crow? I did that once. The Popo didn't like it. So what I was thinking is Mad Statter will remain the Chatter channel. And I will use an alternate channel. I have a Map Statter channel. So I'm thinking of maybe using the Map Statter chatter. I'm saying map, like, you know how I like maps, and you know how sometimes we call me Map Statter. So I do have a Twitch channel under the Map Statter moniker. So I was thinking maybe we could do that is where we could watch the movies instead of on this channel. But I also haven't decided if that's a good plan or not, or I haven't really discussed with you guys whether or not you even want to bother with following on another channel. Another option we have for community building is Twitch, actually, no, not Twitch. Discord, actually, if you're part of my Discord channel, which, by the way, I suppose I should have gotten a link to that. So let's see here. I want to add a friend, and no, can't I? Oh, I just want... All right, I don't know how to do my Discord channel right now, but anyway, Discord has a poker night, and so seven people could get together and play poker, and it costs no money. It's all fake money that the robot gives you. You get 1,000 fake dollars, and it literally costs no money. But unfortunately, only 7 people can take part on a table. So I don't know how good of a night that is for everyone, because oftentimes at the movies we get more than 7 people. In fact, we get a lot more than 7 people. So, Michael Anthony Smith, you'd put it on YouTube? Yeah, I can't do that. YouTube is very strict about the copyright, which is why when we do movies, we don't go on YouTube, because I already know that YouTube would nab me. The one time that I tried to show a movie on YouTube, within 3 minutes, it blacked out the broadcast and said, we can tell that this is copyright material, so we're just going to stop you right here and not let you show it before you get in trouble for showing it. So it didn't get me a copyright strike, but it also just didn't go out. So yeah, YouTube is off the table. Twitch is the only one that I figured out how to work around, but since they figured out my method of working around, they're on to me. So I need to switch disguises. I, need to dye my hair bright blonde and wear bright red clothes instead of brown hair with all black clothes, right? They'll never recognize me. It's not like I have identifying tattoos or anything, but yeah. So I think I need to just use a different channel. So, Katie is saying that I'm better at poker than her. I'm not really sure that's true. Terry, however, is speaking probably the truth, which is neither one of you is all that great at poker. And that is true. So if you want to win fake money from me, definitely join us at the poker table. And let's see here. Okay, so Kenny from the Cove is asking a 2-part gospel music trivia question. You all ready? Okay, you guys, so I missed that part, but let me scroll down. Hold on. Oh, hey, Andre, good to see you. Yes, I need a map to stay safe from the Twitch's mysterious ways. That's exactly it. Okay, Kenny from the Cove coming back with a music trivia question. And if I know it, I'll keep quiet, but my best guess is I don't. Which country music legend from way, way back, notorious for his hard drinking and womanizing, has a song that is still in the Baptist hymnal? And what is the song title? Okay, so Kenny, I need to ask you a question of clarification. The song that you refer to as his song, was it his song that he wrote that got put in the Baptist hymnal? Or did he do a cover of a song that is in the Baptist hymnal? And Terry in Scotland's coming in with Bob Wills, which is a good guess. He wrote it and recorded it first before it went into the Baptist hymnal. Okay, that is what the way you worded that question, that is what was implied. I just wanted to make sure I was interpreting correctly. Wow. Let's see here. Baptist hymnal from way, way back. Hard drinking and womanizing? Hold on, let me scroll up. Hard drinking and womanizing. Mama Sean says Hoyt Axton. Oh, there we go. That's an old one. Bubbles in My Beer by Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. Yeah, I don't think that Bubbles in My Beer is in the Baptist hymnal, Terry. I mean, you might have gone to... What church did you go to? Because that is a church that I might be interested in. But yeah, no, seriously, I don't think that's in the Baptist hymnal. I don't know much about Baptist people other than they're usually in the South and they kind of scare me. But I'm fairly certain that's not in their hymnal. But I'll be the first to admit I don't know. So, Kenny, did Mama Sean get it right? God damn it. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to. I was gonna guess Hank Williams Sr. Okay, check this out, y'all. I didn't know that he was known for his womanizing, because when you saw me go, wait, womanizing, and I scrolled up, I was gonna say Hank Williams Sr. But then when I saw it was womanizing, I was like, I don't really know if he was known for womanizing. I just know him for his hard drinking. Obviously, I mean, that's how he died, right? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Dr. Steve said Hank Williams. I had no idea that he. I don't think I've ever heard the song "I Saw the Light," so I have no idea. But I was gonna say Hank Williams. I was gonna say Hank Williams until the womanizing part threw me off. So I was on the right track, and then I second guessed myself. But I never would have guessed the song. But wow, dude, there you go. He saw the light. Awesome. And Terry, I'm gonna remember this. Wherever you find 4 Baptists, you'll always find a 5th. That's good. That's a funny play on words. And I'm not really surprised to hear that, actually. Man, I did not be a Baptist, but I did know that Hank Williams was a big womanizer. I've heard I Saw the Light. Gotcha. I've maybe heard I Saw the Light, but no, I had no idea that he was a big womanizer. He sings about heartbreak so much. I thought he had his heart broken a lot. I don't know. And let's see here. Speaking of music, this morning I fist bumped and said hey to 50-year-old radio host Ron Wiley. He was emceeing the marathon start at Odark. Fun to see a radio legend. Exactly. And what is Pecola T talking about? The half marathon. I think it was a marathon, but her husband only ran the half. And thanks to their traveling to Kauai, we have got some videos from Pecola T. And Andre, you're right. I do need to rewatch the Ken Burns country music documentary. In fact, I would like to own the Ken Burns documentary so I could watch it at my leisure anytime, because I think I've only watched it once when it was being shown night by night. And, oh God, I was enthralled. Kenny from the Cove. Hank Sr. cheated on his wife, Miss Audrey, a lot. He has kids with 2 different women. Oh, that doesn't really surprise me. But you guys, do you know? Oh, I wish I had. Oh, Kenny, I wish. Oh, Terry, fantastic. I have room to steal it from you now. Or save it. I mean, whatever. Kenny, I wish you had told me this trivia question before because I would have actually gotten something ready. But okay, so you guys, you're probably familiar with. Okay, so we're talking about Hank Williams Sr. right now, right? And you're probably familiar with Hank Williams Jr. And if you are, you know that Senior and Junior don't really look alike. In fact, it's almost like, are you sure that Hank Williams Sr. is the dad of Hank Williams Jr.? Yes, we are sure. Without doing any genetic testing at all, we are 100% positive, because if you have seen Hank Williams the third, Hank Williams Jr.'s son, oh my God, he looks exactly like his grandpa. In fact, he went on tour for a long, long time doing his grandpa's set. He looks, yes, Michael Anthony Smith, Hank 3. I've seen Hank 3 so many times. He puts on an amazing show. He's got two bands. He's got his country band, and then he's got his band with his which is Ass Jack. So the first half of his show is the country music set, where he does a lot of the standards, a lot of his grandpa's stuff, and then the last half of the set is the Ass Jack set, where it's his music that he likes. And the reason why he does the country scene isn't because he wants to live off of his grandfather's name. In fact, he very specifically didn't want to live off his grandpa's name. But he ended up knocking a girl up about 20 some odd years ago, and in court, the child support judge said to him, "You're Hank Williams the third. You're a musician who makes no money. Son, it's about time to get paying. It's about time to make your name pay off. You better go out and earn some money on your family name." So he started touring with so he started touring with his with the country set, and lo and behold, he ended up earning a lot more money. And Shooter Jennings performs as well, or did. Oh no, Shooter Jennings, dude, is full on in the music scene right now. He's not necessarily playing, but he is doing a fork ton of producing. Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses, Jesse Dayton, a friend of mine from Beaumont, Texas. They've been working with Shooter Jennings recently. No, Shooter Jennings has got his finger in a ton of different pies. Shooter Jennings is eyeball deep in the music scene, just not necessarily on stage. But yeah, Shooter Jennings is full on, still kicking it. And yeah, Shooter is amazing. I love Shooter. He's very wide. He works with a lot of different musicians, a lot of different types of musicians, as it were. Yeah, I really enjoy Shooter Jennings and the stuff that he produces. So yeah, awesome. All right, good little trivia question there. So let's see here. Oh wait, hold on. Kenny from the Cove, a friend of mine, right before he sang "I Saw the Light," gave us the backstory and how the song came about. And yes, my friend sang that song in a Southern Baptist church where you still attend. Oh, Kenny, I didn't know that you were Southern Baptist. Well, I guess Southern Baptists don't scare me that much then. Or at least some of them don't. But let's see here. I would like to think that it's a song that Hank Williams wrote after he got sober, but I don't know if Hank Williams ever got sober, and if he did, he sure as heck relapsed, but that's just me thinking that maybe he relapsed. What with him, what with how he passed it all. Yeah. All right, so let's see here. Some of us are pretty colorful. Yes, indeed. And actually, you know what, Kenny, that's the perfect segue. Some of us are really colorful, including a woman that you might remember from a 1970s, early 80s show called Three's Company. Are you guys familiar with this trend? It started in 2013 in New Orleans, and slowly but surely it's kind of grown across the country. And I missed the second annual one that West Seattle has. It was like less than a week ago. I totally missed it. But are you familiar with the Mrs. Roper romp? The Mrs. Roper pub crawl? Are you familiar with the Mrs. Roper pub crawl? the Mrs. Roper pub crawl. Y'all, what it is everybody dresses up like Mrs. Roper and they go from bar to bar doing whatever. And instead of me telling you about it, why don't we just watch this little news clip about it?
If you watch the show Three's Company, there's no need to tell you who Mrs. Helen Roper is. But the show ended in 1984, so at least one generation never heard of her. As Teresa Schmidt reports, some in the Lake area may find out this weekend.
On Saturday afternoon, if you happen to see a bunch of people in downtown Lake Charles dressed something like this, no cause for alarm. It's the inaugural event of a new club in the Lake area, the Mrs. Roper Club. Mrs. Roper is a character based on the sitcom Three's Company that ran in the late 70s and early 80s.
People everywhere were just like fascinated by Helen Roper. She was such a fun character and everyone could kind of identify with some part of her. She was quirky, she had, issues with her husband not doing what she wanted him to do. Everybody kind of had something that they could identify with. Plus, she was just the life of the party.
The local chapter is doing a pub crawl this weekend.
We tested it out first with just a few of us, and it was a big success, and people were just really drawn to us. When we walked into a place, they were like, that is so fun, although the young people had no idea who Mrs. Roper was.
But in the future, they're planning some events to help raise money for causes in our area.
Our initial goal is to raise some funds for charity in our area. We want to support the Lafayette chapter supports the Period Purse, which is they collect menstrual supplies and donate them to the schools because that's not really something that's budgeted for like it's needed.
The pub crawl starts at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon at 1910. From there it goes to Pujo Street Cafe and then Luna's and winds up here at Panorama. Teresa Schmidt, 7 News.
And if you're wondering, men are welcome to participate.
So I think that is, I think I have reverb. There we go. I think that is so cute. And now I have to be clear, not every Mrs. Roper pub crawl is a charity event. The fact that they're doing it for charity is awesome. The fact that they're doing it for that charity kind of pisses me off. Not that they're doing it for that charity, but that charity actually needs to exist. That's what pisses me off. But because that charity does need to exist, this is the perfect group to be supporting that particular that particular charity. But I think that thank you so much, Andre, for giving Michael Anthony Smith a gift sub. But I think that the Mrs. Roper pub crawl sounds like such a fun thing. And so they, hey, Shock, good to see you on the YouTube side. So if you are so inclined to feel goofy and the like and be like Mrs. Roper, by all means, you could even start a local pub crawl with the Roper situation. And I also thought that the Roper, Mrs. Roper, she was her own person, and sometimes you've just got to be you. And Mrs. Roper definitely was always someone who was her no matter what. And I saw this cute set of pictures today, and you know what? I think there's a lesson to be learned in this cute set of pictures. Because guess what, y'all? Sometimes you're not put in the right place. Sometimes that's totally not where you're supposed to be. But you still have to be you, and you find a way to put yourself center stage. This is sunflower flower life goals right here. This is not where I was supposed to be, but I'm going to find a way, and I'm going to do it anyway. Poof! And that, my friend, is, I think, a total Mrs. Roper classic situation. She might not want to, she might not have belonged with Stanley, but she definitely knew how to shine like a big old flower. and I thought that was just such a cute little picture. So I had to share it with you guys. And so let's see here. Kenny come in with Hank Sr. wrote I Saw the Light while on tour. He was traveling through the boonies en route to a show in Atlanta. It was a moonless night, and the only light was coming from the headlights of Hank's Cadillac. Eventually, he crested a small hill and saw the bright lights of Atlanta. The suddenness of the bright city lights planted the song title in Hank's head. Later, he put gospel lyrics to the song title and a tune in his head in an effort to score a hit in the gospel music genre. Got it. And that's exactly it, Pacola T. To me, this picture, as soon as I can find it again, let's keep finding it. That's I Gotta Be Me right there. Look, it's planted between, it was obviously an accidental seed drop that was planted between the little, pave stones, flag stones, whatever those stones are called. And it was just under, and then it just found the tiniest little bit of light and just shot straight through there. You gotta be you, and you gotta show yourself off. That's what the sunflower tells us in those pictures. That's exactly right. And so, and yeah, exactly, Kenny. I'd put a sign in the front of that seat that said, "This seat reserved for sunflower." Precisely, a little invitation card on the table, on the patio table. And Terry, Hank Williams wrote, "Hey, good looking," while sitting at a table between little Jimmy Dickens and Minnie Pearl, just to demonstrate how easy it was. Yeah, I guess when you've got tunes running through your head and you bother to write them down. I mean, I make up music in my head, and I make up songs all the time, but I don't usually ever bother to write them down. In fact, half the time, by the time they're out of my mouth, I forgot what it was that I just sang. But I will tell you, my cats have been privy to several private concerts with music, original Mad Statter tunes, for better or for worse. You're going to have to talk to them about how they feel about it. Hey, Trail Dust, good to see you. Good to see you. Instead of a stick up your butt, it's a sunflower up your butt, says Pacola T. Exactly. And, yep, that's it. So, hey, Trail Dust, we're talking about if you're wondering about why we were talking about sticking sunflowers up our butts, we're not really going to stick a sunflower up our butt, but this was the motivating picture for talking about why a sunflower would go up your butt. It wouldn't. If you better not sit on the sunflower. All right, so. So, as mentioned earlier, Pacola T, she, Kenny from the Cove, did I enjoy the Kitty Man reel I sent you? Oh, yeah, I've seen the Kitty Man reel that you sent to me on Facebook Messenger. Yeah, I've seen that. That's from, the song is from the creators of Trailer Park Boys. And Bubbles is a character in Trailer Park Boys, and Bubbles is the kitty man in that show, and he takes care of all the trailer park kitties. And so he created that little shanty for his kitties, and it's very cute. I love that little precisely, Kentiki, the sunflower absolutely said, "I saw the light," and went right for it. And of course, Trail Dust is just like, I really didn't think that was that unusual. Given our topics of conversation, I'm not going to question why you didn't think that was unusual. Yeah, that tracks. Hey, Ivan Sugar, good to see you. You are just in time to see a couple videos that Pacola T sent us. She is right now I don't know where she is right now. She might be on Kauai. She might be on Oahu. I'm guessing she's on Kauai, though. And if she's on Kauai, this is her vacation view, y'all. Look at this wonderful view. Sorry about that, you guys. My OBS is acting funny, and it was hard for me to find controls on it. And, okay, so Pacola T, you're right there looking at that view above your phone right now. And, Andre, you remember those toy flowers that would dance to the music? Some looked like sunflowers. Totally, totally. And exactly, Mama Sean, I am way jealous. And, let's see here. And then, Terry in Scotland, I don't know what you mean by the anchor being down. But maybe. I don't know. And Kenny from the Cove, if that sunflower would sing a song, you imagine it would be the theme from Jefferson's Moving On Up? Yes, maybe. All right, so one more little, here's a little, just a simple watching waves video. So let's just chill for another minute and watch the waves that are right outside of Pacola T's VRBO, man. Don't be jealous. I mean, you can be jealous. I'm jealous. Let's just watch. All right, so that was basically a whole lot of nothing, which is exactly why I wanted to show it. Just the waves, just beautiful nothingness, but waves. And Ivan, Sugar, aloha. And you asked the question, do I prefer swimming or walking the beach? I like doing both, but quite honestly, my best, I'd like to, this is so sad and pathetic. I don't really like doing either. What I like to do is I like to just float in the water. Because I'm heavy and because I'm fat, I float easy. I like if I could just like anchor down and just like have a leash on my ankle and just like float on the water on the waves, but with the anchor so I didn't like float away into the ocean. I would do that until I fried and died of sunburn is what I would do. I just love to be in the water floating. So I stay nice and cool, but I'm just floating and bobbing on the waves. That's what I like to do. And let's see here, Kenny, sunshine through the chair hole makes me happy. And yeah, let's see here, Pacola T, right, tons of honu. What are honu? Honu are Pacific green sea turtles, which, by the way, that's what this is a honu. And they're called Pacific green sea turtles not because the turtle itself is green, but because the fat inside of them is green. whereas the other sea turtles, I guess, the fat isn't green. So that's why they're called Pacific green sea turtles, oddly enough. But they're also, the Hawaiians refer to them as Honu, and by Hawaiians I actually mean local Hawaiians and native Hawaiians, people of the islands, and indeed, there were a bunch of Honu that Mr. Pakola T was taking pictures of or videoing, and some of them, Pakola T told me, were like 5 feet long. So these are big turtles. So check out these turtles, dude. So even though they didn't necessarily look that big, some of those turtles were like 5 feet long. So these turtles can get to be old and obviously huge. And Terry, to answer your question, no. The turtle is between the eagle and the owl. And for those of you who don't know what that's all about, there's a video game that Terry and I are playing. It's called Sea of Thieves. A puzzle part of that game, it has a constellation circle, and one of the constellations is a turtle. Another constellation is an owl. Another constellation is a fish, etc. And in order for me to more quickly navigate the game, because I'm like this, because this is what I'm like, I wrote the order in which all of the symbols, the constellations, are it. So when we play the game, I could be like, 2 to the right, 3 to the left, and we can get through it faster because that's what I do. That's exactly what I do. How do you play a game and suck all the fun of it? Play with me and I'll show you. I'll give you homework. I'll give you homework so you can play the game, okay? Yeah. And sorry for the question, but what do the turtles eat? You know what? Actually, Ivan Sugar, that is such a good question. That is such a good question that we know what the turtles eat when they're older, but when they're babies, they actually still don't know what baby sea turtles do between hatching and coming back on shore as a big turtle. Sea turtles are so mysterious and like unstudied that they actually they're not really sure what baby sea turtles eat in order to get to that immense size. Once they're that immense size, I believe they are vegetarians. I believe they eat kelp and other seaweed. Somebody who knows way more than me, please step in. But I'm 90% sure they're not meat eaters. I mean, they're so slow, they can't really hunt prey. I mean, maybe they eat clams or something. I don't actually know. So not a dumb question at all. But what I can tell you is, I don't think there's an answer for that question when it comes to the babies. When it comes to the big ones, they do know, but I don't know. I guess I need to spend more time at the aquarium. And by the way, Seattle's got a new aquarium, and we're going to be watching a video about that later on. But here we go. No, the National Oceanic, NOAA, I can't remember what the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, I think, says their diet mainly consists of algae and seagrasses, though they may also forage on sponges, invertebrates, and discarded fish. There we go. And Michael Anthony's like, that sounds right. And some turtles eat seaweed and some eat jellyfish, and they often mistake plastic for jellyfish. Oh, okay, here we go. That's not good. Totally makes sense, though. All right, we're learning. We're learning. And Trail Dust says it's Purina turtle chow. Yeah, they gotta go to the grocery store to get that turtle chow every day. And if you had a pet turtle, you wouldn't hesitate to name him or her Honu. And Pussycat coming in. It's Atlantic sea turtle hatching season up and down the coast. Only 1 of 100 babies mature to adulthood. Exactly. Yeah, the whole baby life cycle of the turtles is a big mystery, and part of it is because most of them don't stay babies for long, because they don't stay alive for very long, which is why a lot of places that have turtle nests do whatever they can to make it so the turtles hatch during moon nights, and their instinct is to go towards the moonlight over the sea. In other words, their instinct is to go towards the bright lights. So if there are bright lights on the beach where people are, instead of the moonlight over the ocean where the turtles need to go, the baby turtles get confused and they go inland instead of outward to the ocean. So a lot of places in Florida have rules where during the turtle hatching season, and they might have them in Hawaii too, I don't know, but I do know that in Florida, in some spots they do, they make sure that the lights along the beaches where the Atlantic sea turtles go to have their babies have low level lighting during the hatching season, so the turtles don't get discombobulated and they go to the water instead of to the people where the water is not. And Pacola T, you learned that NOAA is also deeply involved in protecting the Hawaiian monk seals. Oh yeah, not at all surprised. And Andre coming in with real facts, which is we don't know what the baby turtles eat, but we do know all the things that eat baby turtles. Exactly. And Pussycat coming in with real facts, lights out on the coast from May to September. And that is for the turtle hatching reasons, because they get confused when there's bright lights. They think, that's the moon. I'm supposed to go to the moon and back. Oh, it's so dry. I'm parched. It's so dry. Why am I not wet yet? It's so dry. Oh, it's now where'd the sand go? Now it's all hard and it's hurting my skin because it's pavement. Yeah. So May is nesting season. September is when they hatch. Got it. There we go. And Kenny from the Cove says they do that for the sea turtles along Mustang and Padre Islands on the Texas Gulf Coast. And so, yeah, this is obviously a thing that many municipalities do for their turtles. And Andre, we need to start an Icelandic puffin patrol system for the baby turtles. The baby puffins go towards the lights of town, and all the town people do night patrols and gather up the puffins and wait for day and release them to the ocean. They could do this with turtles too. I actually, exactly. Baby turtles explained with naked sock puppets. Actually, Andre, I feel like in some towns they do that, or rather they don't necessarily, wait until day to return the turtles, but the people patrol the beach and like put up little blockades and like encourage the turtles. No, go else. They guide the turtles to the ocean, basically. I have heard of that happening. I think I've heard of that happening. I feel like I've heard of that happening. No, you can't touch the nest, but I mean, like with cardboard, they block up, they'll have a blockade so the turtles like, oh, cannot go this way anymore. And they'll kind of encourage like, yeah, turn around, little buddy, you got to go the other direction. I could be making that up, but I feel like I'm not. I also feel like the efforts to do that have been prohibited recently in the last couple years, but prior to that, which is why... You guys, I'm not so sure I know what I'm talking about, which actually is pretty appropriate because it's what I do. And speaking of that's what I do, We've got a great Lono tune, and it's called That's What She Does. Time for our Lono listening break. Let's do it.
I'm just so amazed at how she makes me feel every day. Little bit of this, little bit of that. She's like a cat scratching up my back. She's got her claws in me now. Accidentally, incidentally, I don't know just how it happened. She's got a groove I respect so well. Don't ask me how it started. I was sitting there so broken hearted, looking for a trace of that smile she left on my face. That's what she does. 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 She can take a frown, turn it upside down and inside out. She can take a hurricane, make the day all nice again. Lives in reality. Been there, done that, 1, 2, 3. She can please a man and a few women too. Free and single, likes to mingle with the best of the best. What's your position, mommy? Just a little lower now. That's what she does. 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 Wow. Recognize me now, yeah, that's me over there. Trying to get a glimpse of that girl, that girl, that. What am I supposed to do? Cause she's moving and a grooving, cooking up a recipe. Even Sam Choi would like puree, puree, gravy, gravy. She serves it up so well, yeah, my appetite is overwhelming. Give me some desserts, huh, baby, make it hurt, huh, and I'll be back for more of that kick and glide. Give me 2 more tens, we're gonna pick it up again. Number 3, you call it, just keep it smooth. That's what she does. 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 When the dance is over and she comes to me so freely with her arms open wide, she's taking me inside. Watch out, thinking that I had it easy. Then she says, oh please excuse me, who is that guy right behind of you? I was in shock, thinking, hey, what's up? I was tossing and turning, then my girlfriend woke me up. That's what she does. 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 That's what she does.
All right, so Ivan Sugar, just so you know, yes, this particular video, all right, just to explain this isn't usually what we watch when we do a Lono listening break. That song was by the same guy that we normally get a video from, who's just sitting in his studio playing guitar or ukulele, usually singing a song in Hawaiian. Yeah, he also has other stuff where he doesn't sing in Hawaiian. And that's one of his songs, Lono's Tunes, called That's What She Does. Another content creator called Andy Bumatai, where most of the folks here kind of met. He is a 70-year-old video editor, producer, stand-up comedian, television star, movie screenwriter, etc., etc. And he is the one who created that video. That video uses two different types of footage. One of the footages was his drive through a sugar mill camp on Oahu. So basically all of the pictures of of landscape and scenery basically the driving video where he's, going through dirt roads, dead ends, and dust. That's all on Hawaii, on the island of Oahu in the state of Hawaii. All the other clips of the ladies dancing and stuff, that's just B-roll that he pays for to, add to create the final product that you and I got to experience. So Andy Bumatai, super fun guy. Unfortunately, he was a talk show host as well. Unfortunately, he's going through some major medical stuff right now. So his online show has been postponed until probably 2025, perhaps December 2024. But I think that we all know that's probably not. And so that video not only was a good video, also showed you a different part of the Hawaiian Islands, the more interior parts, not necessarily the beach, where sugarcane used to be grown. Now, sugarcane isn't really grown anymore on the islands, very much at least, and so a lot of the mill camp, which is where he was driving through, is basically abandoned at this point. I think some people might still live there, but the sugar plantation and the sugar mill has been closed down. And so that is the info about that. Yes, indeedy. And yes, we all hope that his health will get better. It's actually, it's a strange complication. 7 years ago, he had cancer, and the cancer's not back, but a new health problem has shown itself as a consequence of the radiation treatment that he got. So the radiation treatment that treated his cancer 7 years ago has created a lack of blood flow to his jaw, which has caused problems. So luckily it's not big problems, but it's kind of big problems. But they're solvable. They're solvable problems, so it's a good thing. And yes, Andre, sugarcane is grown in very small batches for small rum producers. Not at all surprised. Not at all surprised. And yes, Michael Anthony Smith coming in with the best news. Well, not really the best news. I mean, it is to me, but anyway. Andy is great at showing the alternative side to Hawaii, not the tourist spots. And he has this one particular video that we like where he actually features a dumpster in an alleyway, like a garbage can. And because the garbage can is featured so heavily in the video, we kind of make fun of it because it's like, who else would make a video with so many garbage cans? Andy would do that. So good. I'm happy that you will send him good vibes and energy. And Kenny from the Cove, have I considered showing the movie The North Shore on movie night? Your Sugar Rain comment reminded me of that movie. Kenny, I don't know if you were here earlier. The movie night is definitely on hold indefinitely. And no, I don't even know if I know of The North Shore as a movie, let alone having remembered it or thinking of it. No, I did not ever think of that because I don't know if I've ever even seen that movie. Yes, I also... One of the reasons why I was so excited about the garbage dumpster comment that Michael Anthony Smith said is because I was deemed the dumpster queen, the queen of that particular dumpster. Yeah. if you ever want to visit the dumpster, it's on Gulick Avenue, at the end of Gulick Avenue in Oahu, in Honolulu, Honolulu on Oahu. And I visited it, and I paid it my respects. And Pussycat, it was a surf movie. Yeah, I figured it was a surf movie. Although, honestly, Pussycat, when my eyes first saw what you just wrote, I thought it said it was a Smurf movie. You wrote that it was and I was like, no, it was not a Smurf movie, Pussycat. But you didn't write that. You didn't write that. You wrote surf, which is what it was. And yes, Terry, I check out every dumpster in the Sea of Thieves too. I do. I check out every barrel. I am a bit of a scrounger. Yep. But hey, in real life, I'm a bit of a scrounger too. 2 of my cabinets, one over there and one over there, you can't see them, but came from the street. I saw them on the street, I put them in my car, and I took them home and put them in my house. So yeah. And all right, Ivan, you have to say goodbye because you have dinner with your family. Good to see you again, and I'm happy you got to come in just in time for that Lono video, which is a little bit different than the Lono music you normally get to hear from this stream. Have a great dinner. Enjoy some yumminess for me. And let's see here. Andre, man, we need to get Mad Satter stickers and put them on the WA dumpsters. Actually, you know, I didn't need you to give me that idea. Because the next time I go to Hawaii, I might get myself 100-pack of Mad Statter Was Here stickers. And I don't think I need to explain to you what I'm going to do with them, right? 100 Mad Statter Was Here stickers. Life goals. 100 dumpsters visited. I might have to do that. The Gulick Avenue might get 2. Yep, I might have to do that. That's just the dumbest idea ever, and I totally am probably gonna do it. I mean, that's just a stupid waste of money and time. And I'm way more excited about it than I should be. I'm gonna do it. I know several places to get stickers. And not Sticker Mule, by the way. Sticker Mule, by the way, you might not... Anyway, yeah. Sticker Mule is not really the place to go, even though it's cheap. They're kind of weird. Like, they're really weird. Don't go with Sticker Mule. They're weird. But you know what? Go with whatever you want. I personally would get my stickers made at F Yeah Printing, because my friend from Roller Derby owns F Yeah Printing. And yes, we could have a sticker design contest. Totally, dude. In fact, actually, you know, you guys, this is actually beautiful. Bacola T, you know how some tourists mistakenly call them Mahalo bins? Right, they might start actually calling them Statter cans. Honestly, Bacola T, I'd be honored. And I know that's so ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. Dumpsters, they're named after me. Like, but I would be so flippin' proud of myself if I did that. But yes, a sticker. I like saying F yeah as well. Yeah, exactly. That's why F yeah is definitely who would be making my stickers. A Statter bin sounds better. All right, there we go. However we want to do it. But here's the deal, you guys. This is brilliant. So we've got 2 situations here. Because I am not a graphic designer at all. God, I'm not. So, 2 ideas here. First off, I was thinking for Twitch, I wanted to make a new emote that says vibe check. So vibe check, you know, and I want it to be pretty or bold. I want it to be bold. So vibe check. I need a design for an emote for vibe check. Remember, you guys, emotes are small, so the simpler the better. Vibe check. I need an emote for that. Second off, stickers. I need a sticker that says Statter Was Here. And those, since they're going to be stickers, probably about maybe that big, those can be a little bit more detailed, for sure. But I am putting this out to the universe. Pussycat, use a hibiscus. That could work with the Statter Was Here or with the vibe check. Actually, with the vibe check, the flower could work. Yeah, you guys, I don't know, but I wanted to say vibe check because I want it to be clear. I don't want a flower to just be a symbol for vibe check. I want everybody to know we're throwing the vibe check emote, okay? Because sometimes we get a little bit down on our vibes and we need to do a vibe check. And by the way, I'll be the first to admit, I'm the one who leads us down the path of bad vibes. Sometimes I need a vibe check, right? So that's where that. And Andre's coming in with a PBR can, a PBR light can with Statter Was Here sticker. That could work too. Shock says there needs to be a weed with Statter Was Here. That could work too. That actually probably would be the best one. A little doobie shaped sticker that said Statter Was Here. That would actually work really well. Yeah, however you guys. Right, exactly, Colty. This could take off like wildfire, sort of like Kilroy Was Here. Right, exactly, Terry. I think you were the one like Kilroy Was Here. Yes, exactly. That's kind of what I want to do. And so, is this gonna be something like a geocache? Well, yes and no, I guess, Puzzycat. I mean, first off, I do, I mean, yeah, I guess it could be a little scavenger hunt, like find as many Statter Was Here stickers on dumpsters as you can, but because dumpsters sometimes get switched out, I don't necessarily know if it'd be good for a geocache because it's not maybe going to stay there permanently. I don't really know, but I do think we could do a find the dumpster, especially if I took a picture and geolocated each of them, then you guys could, figure out where you're at and stuff, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, find the dumpster. That could be kind of fun, actually. Ooh, and I wonder if I do this, if I could write my trip off. It's like, wait, what? Your trip to Hawaii to go put stickers? It was fully a business destructible event because you were just putting stickers on dumpsters? I don't know if that flies for business, but yeah, I'm gonna think about that. And Andre, once we get them, let us have them. We can stick them and take pictures, man. Is Quality got it? Then we would find Molly all over the world. Oh, we could do that. We could actually do a Statter Was Here even though I wasn't there. Oh, we could do a lot of things. This could be fun. And put something in it, in the dumpster, it'll just get thrown away, silly kitten. And I might feature Schumann the Human from the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers in my dupe sticker. I could, but dude, nobody would know who that is. I mean, I know who that is, barely. And Kenny from the Cove, the word vibe with a big check mark next to it, all of it drawn to look like it's vibrating. That's a good idea. I don't know how to make that happen, but that's a good graphic design concept. But because I don't know how to use that kind of software, even a good idea like that is not gonna turn out well. I mean, you guys, my B was pretty much like the height of my graphic design. And I would show my B, except for I'm not logged into Twitch right now and on my chat, so I'm unable. So if you guys were wondering, why isn't Statter chatting in the sidebar like she normally does? I can't. I didn't. It's something that needs to be reset up, and I didn't reset it up before I went live. And rather than having you guys watch me go, wait, what? Oh, what? What? Why doesn't it work? I'm gonna do it after I get offline. And there's my bees. Those are you have to understand. This is the pinnacle of my graphic design capability. Those little bees. I think we can all recognize that. I think we can all recognize, right? Like that's not very fancy, but that's okay because they're cute. But for real, y'all, I mean, come on. I'm not a graphic designer. My sister is the graphic designer. I am not a graphic designer. But I do love my bees. I think my bees are maybe my favorite emote. Well, that's not true. I really love my Prel dots too. And the Prel dot, I didn't even design that. That's how much of a designer I am. The Prel dot, I didn't even design that. The pinnacle of that design was Shock. I gave Shock a completely different assignment. She was like, why don't we just do this? And I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. Oh my God, why don't we do that? So we did that instead. And Michael Anthony Smith, yes, you need to go moi moi. So we will see you some other time, hopefully next Wednesday, because it's just going to be Sundays and Wednesdays until future notice. Oh, okay, yeah, your favorite statter emote has got to be the Happy Orca. Yeah, okay, that is another example of my design prowess. It, yeah, that was I cut it out of a picture and then outlined it. Yep. And exactly, Picola T, the great mystery would be, why are these stickers only showing up on trash cans and dumpsters? Precisely, because that would be basically the only rule. If we distributed stickers that said Mad Statter was here, or Statter was here, or Statter's crew was here, however we're gonna do them, it would have to be garbage cans and dumpsters only. That is the rule. Garbage cans and dumpsters. So it's dirty work, it's smelly work. Not everybody's gonna want to do the work, but I still think it's such a goofy, terrible, bad idea that I absolutely want to take part in it. I mean, this is stupid, and I love it. I am here for it. This is just silly. So, yes, I'm putting it out to the universe. 2 graphic designs needed. Statter was here, or something along that line, and vibe check. That's my request to you. And if nobody fulfills the request, I'll survive. It's cool, man. It's cool. And for those of you who do submit a request, there's a can of Blue Libby's Vienna sausage in it for you. A blue can of Libby's Vienna sausage. So if you're on the Hawaiian island, this is a great deal. This is the only way that you're going to get a blue can. Yeah. The stakes are not high, y'all. The stakes, they are not high. Not at all. But when it comes to maybe a picture of the cats, Puzzy, I have so many cat emotes already that I wouldn't mind having more, but I think we need to put a hold on it. But Puzzycat, oh my God, I'm so glad that you said that, because it reminded me something that I've been wanting to tell you. So, one of my friends who is responsible for basically my yard maintenance and everything, he came to finish painting my house the other day. And I was at work by myself. No, I was at work. He was here at the house by himself. My 2 cats were just like, I don't know who that guy is. I don't care who that guy is. I do not belong to that house right now because that guy is weird. So he's doing his thing. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Leo is like, well, it's my time to bathe on the back porch of the house that I own. And when I say I actually mean Leo. I mean, it's my house, but I think Leo thinks he owns it. And so Leo just sauntered up to the back porch and laid down next to where my friend Chad was. And Chad was sitting on the porch, and then Leo just sauntered up to him and started rubbing his head on him. And so Chad just gave him ear scritches and then big old long loving body scritches, and Leo was just perfectly happy hanging out with Chad. So I definitely think that Leo's getting a little old and realizing that humans aren't so bad, and that one day he might want to retire with one. I definitely think he is a cat that could be rehabilitated, because, you know, some feral cats just don't. But Leo is clearly not afraid. And let's see here. You get paid rather nicely for the area where you live to do that dirty work, and I'm on the night crew, so your shenanigans would go mostly unobserved. Oh, awesome! And well, you would definitely need to put it on Who-Dads in SD, just saying. I don't know what Who-Dads in SD means. Put it on human people in San Diego? South Dakota? Storm District? Student desks? Student desks? Don't put them on student desks. I don't know what you mean by that, Mama Sean. But I'm kind of having fun trying to figure it out. And yes, Leo is a little bit laid back, but he's also not, because he is a feral kitty, y'all. Now, granted, I did pick him up once and take him in my arms and rub his belly, and that was awesome. But then... But then it was July 3rd when it happened, and on July 3rd, I don't know if you're familiar with the holiday in the United States called Independence Day, but that takes place on July 4th. And on July 4th, there's fireworks. Well, on July 3rd, there's also a lot of fireworks. So while I was taking stray feral kitty in my arms, belly exposed, rubbing his belly with my hand, someone in my neighborhood let off a bunch of loud fireworks, freaked Leo right the heck out, and boom, bit me, and yeah, I got so infected they almost had to call the Center for Disease Control because it was such a bad infection that apparently they need to report infections like that. But I also, when I went to the hospital, I lied. I said, I don't know whose cat it is. It's my neighbor's cat. He belongs to somebody. But I don't know which neighbor. I don't know which neighbor he belongs to, but I know that he belongs to somebody, and they love him very much. So I can't catch him and kill him. I can't take him to the pound, even though he bit me. I can't do it. I don't know where he lives. He's just a neighborhood kitty. I don't know. So I totally lied. And yeah. Oh, it's a San Diego restaurant called Who-Dads. Okay. And huge stickers. Huge fat stickers. And in the hood, July 4th, it's like a 2-month holiday with mega fireworks every night. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm never gonna rat on my cats. Exactly. And precisely, well, no, actually, Andre, Leo is not a registered bioweapon. He is recognized as such, wanted for the registry, but I'm protecting him. I will not register him as a bioweapon. I'm keeping my bioweapon secret. Yes, he's a black market bioweapons cat. Exactly. Now, speaking of black market, oddly enough, I have actually wondered, and I'm going to assume this doesn't happen, but I've got a video here that I want to show you from the Seattle Aquarium. The Seattle Aquarium we've talked about a few times. Most recently, or the most at length, was when we talked about how orcas first started to get into captivity. And unfortunately, the Seattle Aquarium, or rather the business that preceded the Seattle Aquarium, where the Seattle Aquarium currently is located, was the very first place to ever have an orca in captivity. The orca died shortly after they penned it in and made it do shows and the like. And of course, nobody learned that lesson, and we went and took things further. But the business before the Seattle Aquarium was the one that did that. Then they went out of business. Seattle Aquarium took over their location. It's on the waterfront of Seattle, right next to our ferry terminal. It is quite literally the front porch to the city of Seattle. Is it the aquarium down near the huge Ferris wheel? It absolutely is the aquarium down near the huge Ferris wheel. This aquarium used to be really tiny and used to be very unimpressive. Let me rephrase that. As a small child in the late 70s, early 80s, the aquarium was the most awesome thing ever. Namu was the whale or the orca that they did have. That was the first captive orca. Correct, Mama Sean. Thank you. It was the coolest place. They had this touch tank. The touch tank was maybe like 6 feet long by 3 feet wide, and it had starfish and sea cucumbers and sea anemones, and all the little kids could go in and touch them and see everything, and it was cool. and it was a rehabilitation center for shorebirds that could no longer survive in the wild. But ultimately, it wasn't a very impressive aquarium, especially in comparison to other aquariums. Now, I don't know how aquariums get their stuff stocked. I would like to think they don't get it on the black market, hence my black market commentator. But they have since revamped the Seattle Aquarium. I think it literally just opened to the public like last week. And the Seattle Aquarium now is a part of this shark rehabilitation or a shark rewilding project. And so some of the sharks that are in their tank, I think are being used for to help repopulate endangered species of sharks in other parts of the world. And I'm not speaking on this topic well, so I'm going to show you this video, and they do talk about it. So check out, okay, so just remember, you guys, the coolest part of the Seattle Aquarium used to be their life-size model of a great white shark that you had to walk under to get in, which was like, 12, 15 feet long. It was super scary. And then it was like the 3 foot by 6 foot, 3 foot by 12 foot touch tank. Those used to be the coolest things. Oh my God, dude, it's different now. Check this out.
Really, the first reaction that people have when they walk up to the reef is just, wow.
At 500,000 gallons, populated by thousands of animals, the reef is the stunning main attraction of the Seattle Aquarium's new Ocean Pavilion.
So the Ocean Pavilion features habitats and ecosystems from the Coral Triangle. And the Coral Triangle is like the Amazon of the ocean. There are these incredible coral reefs there that are still healthy today that support incredibly biodiverse ecosystems.
Dr. Erin Meyer is the aquarium's chief conservation officer.
Are you too? That shark is too.
This Indo-Pacific leopard shark is an endangered species. From Seattle, he'll have a role in bringing his kind back from the brink.
It's the first project of ReShark, which is an international coalition of over 90 partners across 16 countries working to recover this endangered species.
Members of the aquarium got a sneak peek on this day. Soon you too will be able to see many rays, clownfish, and other creatures living in the same ocean whose waves crash onto our beaches.
The Ocean Pavilion provides a connection. It helps inspire our guests and help them see the connection between themselves and these ecosystems, because it is a one world ocean. There's one ocean, we are all connected, and the waters are what connect us.
All right, the Ocean Pavilion opens to the general public on Thursday. Well,
So I thought that was super, super cool. And let's see here. Picola T, you mean there are domesticated sharks, as in come in, meet my pet shark? Yes. Yes, there are. Are you familiar with the actor, comedian Tracy Morgan? He used to be on, he's a stand-up comedian. He used to be on Saturday Night Live. He was one of the black cast members, just to narrow it down because there's been not that many. And he was during the Jimmy Fallon era of Saturday Night Live. Anyway, he actually has several pet sharks at his house. He has a huge tank, and he has pet sharks. So, but you have to remember also, sharks come in a variety. I mean, sharks are a wide variety of species. Some sharks are only a few inches long. Some sharks are, longer than a few inches. And Kenny from the Cove, anybody else have a craving for French toast right now, or is it just me? I think it might just be you. And Terry in Scotland coming in. Shamu was a female orca captured in '65 from a southern resident pod. She was sold to SeaWorld San Diego and became a star attraction. Shamu was the fourth orca ever captured and the second female. She died in '71. After about 6 years of captivity, after her death, the name Shamu continued to be used in SeaWorld. Shamu shows shows for different orcas in different SeaWorld parks. Right, yeah, Shamu was that, but I think it was Mama Shot, I think she said it was Namu, not Shamu, Namu, that the Seattle Aquarium had. And that was the very first one ever that was captured. And it wasn't captured on purpose. It was captured in British Columbia in a fishing net on accident. And somebody from Seattle was like, some rich dude from Seattle was like, well, I think it was the owner of the aquarium, was like, hey, you know, that sounds great. I'll pay you $7,000 for this. And I think it was $7,000. And so that was the beginning of the of basically the black market orca trade. You know, people started capturing them and selling them off because there was, in theory, a market for the shows. And unfortunately, you know, it took us 50, 60 years to figure out, yeah, maybe that's not cool, man. But, you know, humans take a little while to figure things out. Sometimes they do. All right, so either way, I'm super stoked that the aquarium is going to be a part of the resharking project, which they didn't discuss a whole lot, and I really don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm still happy they're going to be part of it. And I'm also very excited to, I have to say, the aquarium, the last time I went there, the aquarium's been remodeled many times, but even the last time I went there, it was just sort of an underwhelming. It's not a very big building, so there's really only so much you can do with it, and it was kind of an underwhelming experience. This, oh dude, I am gonna take the water taxi from West Seattle and hell on over there to see what's up, because that looks like worth the price of entry. And yes, Namu was in Seattle, and there was also a killer whale show in Vancouver at their aquarium, right, at Stanley Park. Yeah, Stanley Park had the whale show as well. I don't recall ever seeing that as a child, but I do recall asking my mom if we could see it many times, because when I was a little kid, I didn't really comprehend just what was going on there. So, and let's see here. French toast swimming in a lagoon of maple syrup. Yeah, that does actually sound good. Unfortunately, having no gluten in my life and no sugar in my life, I can't eat that. But having no gluten in my life and no sugar in my life really makes me want to eat that. Yum. And Andre, totally, I love the water taxi too. For those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, if you ever come to Seattle, there's two parts of Seattle. There's Seattle mainland, and then there's West Seattle, which is a peninsula west of Seattle. And in order to get to Seattle proper from West Seattle, you can either drive or you can take the water taxi. And the water taxi is, to me, the best way, because there's so much sea life in the Puget Sound that really you can see sea lions and harbor seals and sea otters and river otters all along the route that they take, depending upon the time of year, which animal will be there. But it is super awesome and super cheap in regards to, it's like a 20-minute boat ride, a little sea life boat tour, and it's, you know, like $5 or something, because it's not meant to be a boat tour, a sea life tour. It's not meant to be that. It's meant to be a mode of transportation. But it just so happens that you're on a boat that's getting really close to a whole bunch of really wild animals that you could practically see, like, oh, well, that sea lion has his ear pierced, for goodness sake, and I think that other one's got a tattoo on his ring finger. I mean, okay, they don't have fingers, but, you know, you get real kind of close. And, and let's see here, Pokolati, most memorable aquarium attractions, whale shark viewing tank in Okinawa, and penguin habitat in Dubai. I think I would like to just go to the penguin habitat in Dubai just for the air conditioning. And let's see here. The very young, Shamu was the first known intentional live capture of a healthy orca, as 3 previous captures, Wanda, Moby Doll, and Namu, had been unintentional and opportunistic. Yeah, Namu got caught in a net, a fishing net. The very young 14-foot, 2,000-pound southern resident was captured by Ted Griffin off Penn Cove, Puget Sound, Washington. Puget Sound, Washington, actually, it's Whidbey Island. Penn Cove is off of Whidbey Island. And Penn Cove is where a vast majority of southern resident harvesting that was done. So much so, the over-harvest of that stock has now directly led to their demise. That and the lack of salmon. The lack of salmon obviously is the most pressing issue, but the lack of genetic stock for that particular pod to rebuild itself has been decimated thanks to the over-harvesting of the orcas back in the 70s from Penn Cove, Whidbey Island. It is something that Whidbey Island should be remarkably ashamed of, but hindsight's 2020, and there you go. And let's see here. Oh no, you lost your orca card. You're gonna have to get another one. Yep, Andre, you definitely will. And yes, Andre, Pecola Tea, those two places needed a statter sticker. Yeah, I would love it if a statter sticker ended up in some place like India or Dubai or New Zealand or wherever Pecola Tea ends up being. But you know what, you guys, let me make this clear. If we're gonna make this a thing, which we're really not, maybe, but if we do, I don't want you to graffiti like okay, so Pecola Tea goes on cruises. Pecola Tea rides the airplanes. Pecola Tea, no stickering on the cruise ship. No stickering on the airplane. No stickering at the ports. No stickering at the airports. I want these stickers in town dumpsters. On the streets. Dumpsters of the street. That's what we are. We're dumpsters of the street. No, that would be one of the only rules. But Puzzy Cat coming in with our 2-minute warning. I actually was watching the clock there, Puzzy. I was waiting for that. And so we are going to wrap it up. And let's see here, Pecola Tea, when they feed the whale sharks, you can see them wide open mouths swallowing right up against the viewing glass. Gives illusion you're about to be gulped down. Oh, weird. I don't know if I would like that. And Kenny, you're tempted to put a sticker on the dumpster about your church. Kenny, a church is in town. A church is not a port. Statter would approve of a sticker on a dumpster near a church. Absolutely. So be tempted all you want. Now, if the Lord speaks to you and says, thou shalt not, well then, thou shalt not. But if the Lord speaks to you and says, my brother, go on ahead, well then, my brother, go on ahead. Exactly. It's street art. Church dumpsters are fancy dumpsters. Church dumpsters are dumpsters just like the rest of us. Okay? Okay. So, eMusic, good to see you. I don't think I said hello, so I'm going to say hello and I'm going to say goodbye because it is 6:30. We are now done. All right, we will see each other on Wednesday, 5 p.m. West Coast time, Twitch and YouTube. I am so happy we could all be here together with all of the stickers, all of the emotes, all of the everything. And so remember, you guys, vibe check. Statter was here. If y'all knew how to do it, you can do some graphic design and I'll hop on it with some yeah sticker printing. Happy Labor Day, you guys. We'll see each other Wednesday. Don't work too hard or work as hard as you want. Maybe make a barbecue.